But hey, we're making video. Yo, Toxapex love that Pokemon anyway.
Anyway,
We're here to talk about the tournament winning team with my good friend Mudaweeb, who won the tournament. Congratulations for that.
thank you. It still doesn't really feel real.
Yeah. How long ago was the tournament?
I'm gonna say almost a good month ago.
Hey, look at me.
Actually, I could check literally when I saved those pictures
Actually, that's true. Hey, look at me. I'm
because I saved
always
them
on
literally.
time when it comes to recording
Um,
my video.
June 28th,
Almost a month ago.
almost half a month ago.
That's true.
It's like,
So like we're here to talk about just like Pokemon's pieces in the team and what makes them good, what makes them bad. Like we're starting off with the Corviknight, which I think was a really good staple of the team. It walled out what it needed to wall out.
yeah, it. If I were to make the team again, knowing what I was going up against, Bravebird never got used. Really, I would have probably preferred to give it something to threaten more, considering that it died almost all the time, anyways. And its attacks weren't doing much damage anyways. I probably would have preferred giving it
Yeah, I could get
um
one of those.
maybe a steel beam to force a switch out
Yeah,
or
that
a clean switch in.
Steel Beam would be interesting to run on Corviknight. I would like to see, and you also have mirror armor on it, which is just like lovely to see.
What's the superior ability?
Yeah,
I mean, you know what? Almost there are only like two people in. I know that nobody in the kind of level we're at would ever think to use a berry, so that's useless. And even though I am stalling, the pressure probably wasn't going to be the be all end all for a Pokemon that's not going to be in the entire game. So Mirror Armor was the best bet. It helps
Especially if you
switch.
send this thing against the intimidate user.
It surprisingly worked pretty well against Dynamax, considering that most of the stat lowering stuff would be reflected.
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't ever think about
If you
Dynamax,
strike, Wormwind, Darkness,
Flutterby.
etc.,
Yeah,
Flutterby, those get reflected back.
that's actually really good for you. That gives this Corviknight so much more utility, and it's a good sack
Yeah.
against Dynamaxes then because it's still actually doing something.
And its Rocky Helmet um, worked very well with its bulk. Its bulk wasn't as big as it could have been. If I maxed out its defenses, it could probably live more attacks. But the amount of special defense, I don't know if I did it quite the right amount, but it usually lived a few attacks it probably shouldn't have.
That makes sense. Yeah, it probably did, especially if you're on nearly maxed out HP and then you have the defense. So you definitely have above natural bulk, which makes this thing a lot stronger than it should have
Yeah.
been.
The mixed bulk was important to give to it because I didn't know what I was going to be fighting.
Yeah. Corviknight overall, I would say it's a really solid pick for your team.
It was a solid pick. I didn't think about it until I was really going through the team building process, watching videos on the such, and learned about Corviknight's strength.
That's fair. Well, next up we have Pineapple, the
One of my
legend
favorites.
itself.
So, which should we go through bit by bit?
Pineapple just a legend in general. Like this
With
thing
its
didn't.
420 defense?
Wait. Did you purposely make it 4? You purposely made it 420.
Yep. I mean, it never needed to be higher or lower.
Not at all. That's true. After you hit 420, why stop? I mean, why keep on going?
Regenerator.
20 perfect.
Regenerator is a really good ability. Although it's
Regenerate's
possible it's possible to actually make a really stupidly good damaging Toxapex if you give it Merciless and a Venoshock.
Merciless Venoshock turret Toxapex scares me because I've seen it ran
Okay,
before and
hear
it
me out.
ends
Merciless
lives.
Venoshock Choice Spec Toxapex on a Toxic Spike team.
That could work, and if it runs something with
Pair that with a
Trick Room,
Pair it with Salazzle.
if
That
you
way you can always have the poison up.
yeah, or you can run on a Trick Room team, go like that. It's nothing, and this thing outspeeds everything.
Yeah, but Salazzle would definitely be needed on that team to apply the guaranteed toxin.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Pineapple was made to both really pressure, but also kind of fake pressure at certain times.
Oh yeah, this thing will be able to just switch on like any Dynamax move and live just because that raw defense and special defense. Like it's really
Yeah,
only hurt by special attackers.
and even then, it still had tools against it.
Yeah. Had its baneful bunker.
Baneful Bunker helped a lot against a lot of things. Recover was useful for getting that health back, but when I couldn't do that, I usually sent in a Burnermon, either being the Sabrina, which we'll get to later, or the Corviknight to take the hit because Regenerator gives this Pokemon unreal survivability. No matter what state it's in, switching out recovers a third of its health.
Yep. Makes it so then
Yeah.
it's just like perfect. Anyways.
The only thing it struggled against was a poison type, which almost lost me the final, but
Yeah. Moving on.
good thing to know.
Uh
Probably the most defensive pressure I have on the team.
absolutely. And this thing is a monster, especially how he ran it.
Yeah, the one regret I have for the match is I never fought another Calyrex Shadow, which this thing was made to kill.
See,
With
all
its
those are
ma-
on the other end of the bracket, which is really
yeah,
funny.
with the max speed and the choice scarf, means that it's probably going to outspeed practically every Calyrex that isn't going for the same role. And with Imprison, along with your Astral Barrage and Psychic, you pretty much wall off a majority of what the opponent Calyrex is going to pull. Usually, the other side would only have something like Aromatherapy or just some other move for it to try.
Yeah, like if you were ever like in a corner, you just need to switch this thing in, press Astral Barrage, and win game.
Yeah, most of my strategy revolved around switching between actual stalling and pressure and fake stalling and pressure to take out the biggest threats to my Sheen. For example,
Sheen.
for example, normal types or mons based around a focus sash, or specifically the Crowsma Duskmane. The ones
Yeah,
that would live, the ones that would kill it.
Dustmane Necros was like the one thing that threatens this thing, and that was a
Dust
really intense fight.
Duskmane Necrozma, any ghost type nuker with a sash or
Yeah,
anything of the sort would kill him, which is why I never led with him because he's too valuable to take out the walls, and I really needed to make sure that all the threats to him was taken out first.
yeah. Well, moving on to Conkeldurr, the legend himself, Tower of Power.
The one that had the least screen time, despite having more screen time than the final.
Yeah, I probably should have recorded for the final. Well, yeah, well,
I have one of the games. I
okay,
think.
good. Actually, I
I
think
think I
we
have the
have them all.
final
Just
sent to you.
yeah, I think we have all of them sent to me. I just have to download them all, which I might have. Just got to go through my files.
Yeah. The Conkeldurr was meant to be a wall breaker, but it didn't apply the pressure I needed.
Yeah, Conkeldurr was definitely the weakest point of this team. It didn't really get to do much.
Its Ice Punch and Rock Slide Facade were strong, just not strong enough to really break through any walls. Its
Yeah,
Guts Flame Orb could be countered quite easily by practically anything. And the
yeah.
Mach Punch wasn't powerful enough.
The best thing about
Overall,
the
Conkeldurr just
Conkeldurr,
got yeah, the
yeah,
Conkeldurr kind of got power creeped out.
yeah, you did get power crypto, but I think the best thing about the Conkeldurr was people know you have a fighting type, which deters them away from using a dark type against Sheen.
Yeah.
So it was pressure in a sense, but it couldn't take them out.
Yeah. Besides, the one it got replaced by had fighting type moves too, almost to a fault.
Yeah, yeah, I
Couldn't
do
think of
think it's a
those.
great Pokemon.
Yeah.
This thing's attack stat is so close to 420.
If I gave it a bandit, I mean, since its attack is increased by 1.5, it would have really easily gone past it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, we're going on to the boy himself, Lucas the Lugia.
Probably one of the strongest. The mixture
This
of the
thing,
roost. Yeah.
this thing was definitely just like it saved you so many times to see how wally this thing was, and it also was multi-skill, one of the two Pokemon to get it, which makes it so bulky and so annoying to deal with.
It's so bulky, but also the one thing that people did not expect was to give it mixed defense.
That is true.
Because one thing I noticed about Lugia is that some of the most common types that I'd be encountering, darks, electrics, etc., while they do hit special, I couldn't be too careful against a type that none of my team really countered, that being ice types. Ice types had a lot of power to break my team apart, especially with some of the gimmicks they can pull. And a lot of the other types have very strong physical moves.
Yeah.
Stray knockoff, a few good ice moves. A Thunder Punch could easily take it out if it was maxed for special defense.
Yeah, yeah. This Lugia, it came in, it whirlwind away all their stat buffs, which was like
It
that
whirlwinds
saved the
away the
day so
stat buffs, but it whirlpools in anything that can't kill it.
yeah, like
If it finds something that it can't that it won't kill it fast enough, it'll usually whirlpool it in, and because of Pineapple's toxic spikes, it speeds up the process.
yeah. I think it's great.
Substitute was there mostly to deal with the Sword Stance Sucker Punch teams because nothing really beats them on my team
Yeah, it is
except
unfortunate, but like
the
you did
substitute.
prepare for it, and that substitute did come in handy, even when it like even in other situations.
Yeah, Roost was definitely the thing that kept it alive. The leftovers helped, but the Roost was the thing that killed everyone.
Yeah, I think leftovers multi-scaled as it's combined because you kept on proccing multi-scale was really good.
Yeah.
Moving on to
Plus
Crash.
the removal of plus the removal of flying type meant that any mon that was outsped by Lugia's middling 110 speed, base speed,
Yeah,
only could target the psychic typing.
yeah. Moving
Yeah.
on to Crash Cheeks, we have this offensive threat with Queenly Majesty, just
It wasn't
nullifying
even
all
a threat.
priority.
I mean, it was a good threat, but mostly the I just love the fact that this is the only mon with rapid spin aromatherapy, which was exactly what I looked for when making this.
It was just the only Pokemon you could run.
In the original version of this team, I was going full wall,
That makes
or not
sense.
even full wall. I was making a full hex-based team, which fell through. The only remnants are Pineapple, Serena, Lugia. Yeah, a lot of the team actually stayed, but none of them know hex anymore.
Yeah, you switch it to like a different kind of Pokemon team.
Made it an actual team. But yeah,
Yeah.
knockoff could help. It wouldn't do super high damage, but it would be the chip needed for a few specific moments. One that comes to mind was the Dustmane Necrozma. The knockoff actually managed to deal a decent chunk of damage, which probably Sheen probably couldn't have killed without it.
Yeah. And it also knocked off its item, which is what
Yeah,
knockoff does, which is really
yeah.
helpful.
U U-turn, also very good. And one thing about knockoff, if the opponent is holding an item that can't be knocked off, like a Mega Stone or a Z Crystal before they're using it, knockoff doesn't get its power decreased. So you could keep doing pretty strong moves.
Nice. Yeah. And U-turn just it makes so you have momentum. Like if someone switches out into a different Pokemon to counter this, and you press U-turn, you instantly have the advantage, and
Yeah,
you
U-turn on this and on the Corviknight made these basically my. You have two choices.
it's like pivot mons almost.
Yeah, they are my pivot mons, but since the two of them weren't absolute walls, my opponent really didn't have time to set up on them. Like it's one thing to sit in front of for example, a Lugia, which doesn't have much offensive threat, and start setting up. But it's another thing to know that at any point, this Serena could just be you turning into Calyrex.
That's true. It would have been fabulous.
Would have been great.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
going forward onto Double Trouble, the Mega Kangaskhan with Seismic Toss, which was a genius play from you.
thank you. A lot of this Mon with his scattered stats was I took inspiration from Smogon.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
didn't know how to use this Mon very well, so I had to look into it. The one bad thing about this Mon was really I'd never used Facade, so I probably should have replaced it with just about anything.
Yeah, just
Like
run strength. That doesn't.
no, specifically I wanted to run something I should have run something that wasn't fighting or normal type. Crunch would be a good example because this Mon, as it stands, does not have any way to hit a ghost type, which was the biggest challenge of this.
Oh yeah, right. This thing doesn't. Yeah, yeah. You probably should have run like Crunch or just like
Or
or
a
like
sucker
any
punch.
utility move.
Should have run crunch or sucker punch.
Yeah, I do think that this thing was like a huge. This thing got like a major amount of kills. It
Yeah,
contributed so much.
its fake outs were very dangerous because fake out on its own is quite powerful. When you add a little bit of extra damage, it's just a little bit insane.
Yeah.
It's decently high 333 powers or attack stat actually made it pretty threatening,
This thing is
especially
a
with the threat of
fabulous
power up.
sash breaker.
Especially with Power Up Punch. Power Up Punch was a threat that a lot of people didn't want to test, even though they didn't realize I didn't use my fourth move because I didn't use my fourth move. But it ended up resulting in a lot of people worrying that it was going to just sweep if they didn't if they ended up taking the power up punches.
Yeah.
When really Seismic Toss was the main damage dealer.
Yeah, seismic toss set damage, even though it's supposed to be less powerful. It just works
Yeah,
so really well.
since Seismic Toss does damage based around your level, that can't be decreased, so it always does the same.
Yeah.
This is very dangerous. Probably one of my best mons and one of the ones I had the most fun using. Swapping out it into Corviknight and Serena during most of the matches to recycle the fake outs was very useful in chipping away some dangerous threats so that my actual damage dealers could take out. Sorry, lost my words. Could take them out.
Well, that's fine.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh, if this he just looks like this one's a lot of fun. Definitely
And then I
great.
guess
Yeah. On to the last one, a Rex Xenoblade.
didn't really get to use it much, or use any move other than the Poltergeist.
Yeah, this thing was ran on like a lot of teams, and I think it's really interesting because it just comes in, it shuts down Shuckle, it shuts down Xerneas, it shuts down not Del yeah, I guess it shuts down opposing Delmise, it shuts down uh Shadow.
Calyrex, it cuts the thing that it Delmise the set specifically will counter both the setup Stallmons, like Shuckle, who doesn't really have much to deal with it, and but also very powerful ghost types is something we saw a lot in this tournament. We saw a lot of powerful ghost types, like Mars Shadow was here. We saw Calyrex Shadow. We saw Gengar in the finals match.
Yeah, we did see Gengar in the finals match.
And a lot of Mons who weren't powerful ghost types, most of the Mons that would die to a Poltergeist or an Anchor Shot would need setup or would not have the moves required to kill a Focus Sash.
Yeah. Yeah, it worked out
Adding
really
the
well.
adding the Rapid Spin was a decently good call in case you had to set up. Like if you're fighting a Shuckle specifically, you'd Anchor Shot it in, Rapid Spin away, and then you'd chip it down with either Poltergeist or a Power Whip.
Yeah, this thing does shut down Shuckle. It two shots Shuckle no matter what, even if it Iron Defenses turn one, because you outspeed do it 58% of its health. Iron Defenses, well, actually, no, I think it's like 70 something. And then next turn he just doesn't have enough defense to live against the Anchor Shot.
The big thing with Shuckle is on why I never run it is because its HP is just too low to really use. It can't wall effectively because no matter how high your defenses are, if all you're protecting is like less than 100 actual health points, you aren't going to get very far.
Yeah, only good thing about Shuckle is it's like it's Stealth Rock and Sticky Webs, but like that's easily countered by Rapid Spin or even
It's
Defog.
countered by Rabbit Spins. The people who played Shuckle the best were the ones who had ghost type pressure, like a Calyrex or the Gengar in finals, who could, or even a few Delmises, who could switch them in to predict the rapid spins. Although, if you were able to predict that or bait them into certain actions, predictions being something like switching in your Serena for a knockoff, and, and baits being stuff like sending in supposedly the wrong Pokemon to take a hit to give you a clean switch, that can usually be good. But one thing I missed, really important with Calyrex Shadow was saving up the Dynamax for its Dynamax Psychic.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Well, when you Dynamax, you Psychic Terrain in, so you can't
Yeah,
get
which gives a
priority.
large power boost and a priority. Just adds a lot.
Yeah, that works out really well for you.
And surprisingly enough, the Leaf Storm actually came into play once or twice.
It did.
Since the Calyrex Shadow was a hit and run, having a move even more powerful than an Astral Barrage, even though it didn't have stab, sometimes was just the right amount of coverage.
Oh, I'm very glad to hear that Leaf Storm actually came in.
So should we look at like a match or two to really analyze the plays?
Let's go ahead and open one up. Do you have one saved, or does it have to be
They're
that?
all sent to you, remember?
Yeah, I've got a.
I'm scrolling up. Don't worry. I'm scrolling up to copy and paste them in. Wait, am I able to take? Am I able to pin these?
I think so.
Yeah. Um, pin
Oh, that's good. That's so much easier. This is professional.
pin these.
Al. Only the highest
Pin
quality gameplay.
this. Then
Sorry.
pin this. Yeah, it looks to be that I saved the three matches against Tree Climber because I was really invested in those, and I think I saved final. The first one I sent was final, and then the other three seem to be the Tree Climber matches.
Gotcha. Better quickly
Second,
go.
the third, and then the first.
Ah, this match. Okay. It is
Okay.
getting that.
This,
Okay.
oh yeah. Technically, the final two matches were both gimmick matches of sorts.
Yes.
Since the second semi-final match I was in, we allowed duplicate items, and for this match, we allowed three legendaries on a side.
Yeah,
Or
this is gonna be. This match honestly was insane.
don't set it to fast. Keep it on normal so we can really analyze it.
I mean, my plan is to press play, and then once Pokemon come out, we pause like that.
So Galvantula,
Yeah,
for this match, he always led with Galvantula. So my idea was to get a little bit of free damage off with the fake outs. That would
yeah,
do a decent amount of damage to it and give it less incentive to switch in later.
yeah. His Galvantula really did come in, press sticky web, and then die. But it was an amazing read on your end
I
for the
think it
read.
also went for paralysis, which is what killed me the first match. It actually ended up paralyzing and sticky webbing some of my mons
Oh yeah, because it
in an
ran
attempt to
Thunder, and
kill it.
Thunder has an actual good paralysis chance.
The accuracy makes it risky to run. I prefer
Yeah,
to run Thunderbolt
yeah. I
for
think
my
he ran
teams.
Thunder because this thing gets Compound Eyes, which increases its
Oh,
accuracy.
Compound Eyes, yeah, it's perfect. Why would
Yeah,
you
it's.
ever want Storm?
I have no idea.
Like
Bug Boy Galvantula.
until they introduce a bug type with enough bulk to take a hit, but enough speed and special attack to capitalize on it, I don't think we're ever going to see a Swarm bug.
We
Same
no,
with
we
Fire type. Same with all the other starter types. We aren't usually going to see any plays users.
as long as we don't obtain another superior, the fast tank, I think we're fine.
The fast tank, I always thought that was a wall breaker. Moving on.
Yeah.
Should probably resume the match. Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh
so you
no, it
do.
ran unnerve actually.
Oh, ran
So,
under?
see,
Why
yeah, it
was he
ran
running
unnerve.
compound eyes? There's no.
Gengar,
Okay,
yeah,
so you
he
got a
read the
read
game.
here.
He got a read, yeah,
Yeah,
which caused me to need something. Now here's the thing: if he had just gone and attacked, he would have won the match because I did a really risky and dumb play here.
yeah. You did switch into an electric type with the water
No,
type.
not electric. Hold up.
Galvantula's electric. You guys switched into.
No, I meant this next turn coming up.
Oh, okay,
This is where I made a risky play, which luckily paid off because he tried to set up, which I noticed he was doing.
that's what. Yeah,
But
a lot
if
of
he had
Pokemon do a
just
setup now.
decided to, yeah, just resume to the next turn. I'm really glad because I switched into Delmise. If he had attacked here, he would have broken through the sash and probably killed me.
Oh,
And
this was.
The Destiny Bond didn't matter. Oh, this screen paused.
Hold up, in the tab out, tab back in. Is it working again?
Yeah, I think so.
So
Yeah, so
yeah,
the Destiny Bond didn't matter.
yeah.
I
You still got the
It
kill.
actually helped me in all honesty. It prevented my opponent from being able to switch in
So
anything
switch on
to
Mega
do.
Kangaskhan, you hit the fake out.
Yeah,
At
it
what?
always hits.
Yeah, it always hits. But like at this point, what do you think he's going to do?
I
Like
think he's
in the
going to
game?
Dragon Dance, and I think that I need to kill him as fast as possible.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because this but I don't want to risk too many mons to do it, because I really need as many mons as I can to take out the Dawn. to Duskmane.
Yeah,
If I
King
just
Kieran Black
if
is
I
here to eliminate the weak ones, and then Duskmane comes in and
sim
takes
similarly
over.
to how my team really takes down the threats and then um my Sheen sweeps, he has Duskbane as like the biggest counterplay in the game, and the Kyurem is like the mini boss before the final one.
Yeah.
You have to kill it first.
Yeah, so you do
Yeah.
actually get an
Fake out.
amazing amount of chip damage here. Like that's insane for fake out.
But the heals.
And he does
So
get the
seismic
heal,
toss
seismic
adds
toss.
enough, but I yeah.
Goes in for the dragon
So
dance.
and I'm thinking, yeah, seismic toss would kill again, but I don't remember if I actually go for the kill here or whether I play it safe. I think I go for the kill.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you go for a kill here. No,
No,
you
no, I go for it. No, I go for it
he
here,
he
which was a
substitutes
massive
out.
mistake. Now this is the moment where it was very important. I
Yeah,
let
he
my Juan
gets
die
two
for a
bicycle
clean
spears.
switch. Now he knows exactly. This is the moment of truth where the bulk mattered.
Yeah, if he got a five
Bicycle
hit here,
spear.
you would have just been dead.
Yeah, but I knew he wouldn't because the heart of the cards.
The heart of the cards. Then Duskmane
Now
comes and
I
you
didn't. Now
trap
my
in Duskmane.
yeah, but the moment that Lugia switches out or dies, the whirlpool ends.
Yeah,
Which is same with Magma Storm, which is why those two really rely on the Mon having the ability to survive and be a threat. Otherwise, it's just please stay here and set up on me.
yeah. I think that whirlpool trap in was really good, and he also got the crit, which I don't think mattered too much, but it was still a
It
crit.
didn't matter. It was 9 damage. It was 9% damage compared to like 5%. And really, at this point, I was just trying to go for some chip because Lugia, unlike Toxapex, doesn't have a generator. Lugia would need to stay in here to do anything. So I'm just waiting and hoping that he kills the Lugia for a clean switch.
Yeah, and here I'm pretty sure he dragon dances, right? No, he goes in for
No,
the
he
knockoff.
knocks
He
off.
secures the kill on Lugia.
He was scared that if he Dragon Danced, I'd just whirlwind out again. Now, at this point, I really am just trying to chip as much off of this as possible with the seismic tosses, which do a
You,
great amount.
you get the double
And
seismic toss. He dragon dances in.
at this point, I'm going for seismic toss, thinking he's probably going to kill. But at this point, I do believe that if he tries to Dragon Dance to build up speed, Kangaskhan kills it. If he kills the Kangaskhan, Calyrex still outspeeds. So that's my thought process here.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, he does go in for the dragon dance, and then he
Yeah.
Sunsteel strikes, which shouldn't take you out. Yeah,
Oh, I was expecting to die there.
yeah,
So
that's
that
fair.
so there goes the biggest problem.
Yeah, and
The
then from
threat,
here you do have a lot of power and momentum.
yeah, the Psyshock kills the Kangaskhan. Just
You know,
calling it now.
yeah, it absolutely ends
And
here.
then at this point, all I need is to switch Sheenan.
Yeah, at this point, everything else is low enough to just die in one hit, and even if you kill one of his monsters with Sheen and Astral Barrage,
He
Volcanion,
just
you
wins.
are safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, switch him in. And then just Dynamax, nothing on his team is a normal type, so I
Yeah,
don't have to worry about eventually using that.
that was
But
a
yeah,
smart move, setting up Psychic Train in advance to disable priority on your part.
I know that he does. Yeah, he has like one priority on Kyurem Black, which probably wouldn't kill. But at the same time, I mostly did that actually for the power buff
That's fair.
because I'm not too sure if it would be able to kill Galvantula
Yeah, and
before.
yeah, here you do just one shot everything that's left on his team.
Yeah, everything that's left. So this is definitely worthy of being a final. We played really well around each other's mons. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
the difference
absolutely.
was definitely the seismic tosses doing a very consistent amount of damage.
Yeah, seismic toss is just so consistent to the point where it doesn't like
I don't
it
think there
doesn't
was a
really
single match
matter
where
with the
it
defense
didn't
stat.
do somewhere between 26 to 28%. It always did about that much.
Yeah, and that was only with one. So if you just double that, that's an insane amount of
It
damage.
was practically always a two-hit KO. The only issues was it couldn't be used on ghost types, which wasn't an issue until the final.
Yeah,
And then
like
we also have the tree climber matches, which
this final
well,
match,
he
I
got in my
definitely
head.
think it was worthy of a final match.
Yeah. The only thing that could have been better is if it came down to a speed tie.
If it came down to a speed tie, that's just actual gambling.
If it comes down to, oh, I mean, we made the rule that if you somehow tie your final match, then you have to do the Chansey metronome battle.
Yeah, that would have been fun to watch.
What? Imagine if grand finals was just two Chanseys metronoming at each other.
That would be so anticlimactic but so funny.
Oh, I would have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that really was how it went, huh?
Yeah, that
And
was
then we do
how
have like a few more. We do have a few more matches to analyze if you wanted.
I yeah, I'm down. I'm gonna end this recording here. So thank you all for watching. If you want
Yeah.
to see more, we will be analyzing more and uploading it tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah.
Goodbye.